Is this feel like a slam dunk case for the prosecutors at this point? If you're talking about, and you read the criminal complaint, they have surveillance tape that seemingly matches up with the account of the driver, that Mark Sanchez was the first person to be aggressive, that he allegedly chased this driver and was the one who pushed him, and then everything started. I mean, is that the end of the story?
No, not necessarily. I mean, it all depends. By elevating this to a felony, which is what in your package, the first thing that started, that obviously raises the stakes. But initially, at least, they had this as a couple of misdemeanors. Then you'll notice that also this person who came out and did the press conference and announced the charges said the investigation is ongoing. So there could be other explanations here. There could be things that haven't been captured, at least on the tapes that they've seen so far. And I'm sure that whoever's defending Mark, first thing that they're going to say is, how did this supposed complaining witness or victim, how is it he's already got a lawsuit that's filed not only against Sanchez but against Fox Sports before he's basically even stopped his medical treatment? So there's a lot more going on here, and you know, you did your own character evidence, if you will, right there in the prior interview. Anybody who knows Mark Sanchez finds this hard to believe, and I think that they may, that's some fertile ground for them to plow to see if, in fact, there was more going on.
Now, my understanding is Indiana is a very strong self-defense state. I think it's even a stand-your-ground state where you have no duty to retreat. I mean, it's not every day that the person who gets stabbed, the stabbing victim, is the one who's being charged. But again, does it seem that the way the prosecutors have charged this and now upgraded it, there seems to be momentum to this idea that it was Mark Sanchez who was the aggressor? I mean, how will he be able to successfully defend that? I mean, if you really are in a state where the advantage is to the driver.
Well, look, they have obviously ratcheted it up. They've obviously taken aim at Mark Sanchez. I just found it kind of odd that they say the investigation's still ongoing, but they're already raising it to a felony. I wonder, you know, if this were in another jurisdiction, I apologize, I didn't research this issue, but if you were in California and these were misdemeanors, immediately the defense lawyer is going to try and do what's called a civil compromise, which means you can just enter into a civil settlement and get a recommendation that the charges be dismissed. You can't do that generally in felony cases.
Do you think they, when they say they're investigating, they might upgrade the charges? What else could he be facing?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they could upgrade the charges, and they've got all kinds of, I don't know if they're going to do kind of standalone. You know, I can think of a million things. I don't want to do the prosecutors' work for them.
Right.
But yes, there could be a number of other charges or enhancement style things that they could add on here.
You mentioned the civil lawsuit. Not surprised that he's filing a lawsuit against Mark Sanchez. Fox Sports. Explain to me if you think that's a strong claim, because I think it's for negligent hiring, but wasn't Sanchez not working at the time of this attack or this incident?
You know, as somebody who has litigated with Fox and against Fox, I will tell you, they generally have a very robust legal department and outside counsel. I would think that unless they've got something that Fox was on notice, that's going to be a tough lawsuit against Fox, and it's going to be quite a heavy lift.
You think they part ways with them, Fox News? Fox Sports?
I don't know. I mean, one of the things about Fox as a employer is, in the old days, I might have said yes. I'm not so sure in the present day Fox. This is not somebody who is known as consistently getting in trouble. I mean, I remember his days here in LA, and he was always known and had a pretty good reputation in the community as well. So I don't know that this, and you heard already that people who have known him and worked with him are coming to bat for him. So I'm not so sure. He might, I think it's more likely that he takes a leave of absence while he's working through this.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.